reason why I came out was for these victims to be heard.
A South Buffalo man says victims of sexual abuse deserve more from the Buffalo Diocese. Catholic leaders established a program last week to help people who claim they've been abused by clergy members. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, one of the victims who came forward says this program is not helping everyone who needs it. News 4's Shannon Smith joins us live in studio with how the diocese is responding tonight. Shannon?
Callan, this all started when 52-year-old Michael Wayland shared just last week how he was sexually abused as a teen by a Buffalo priest. The new program by Buffalo Catholic Diocese offers help to victims who've made abuse claims against clergy, but for Wayland, that's not enough to help victims move forward.
The people who have called me this week are not going to be included in that, and that's not fair.
Days after Michael Wayland shared his story of being sexually abused by a priest, he's voicing concern other victims won't be helped. He says he wants all sexual abuse victims to be included in the Buffalo Catholic Diocese Independent Reconciliation and Compensation Program. It was just launched Thursday, 2 days after he came forward. It allows anyone who's made sexual abuse claims against a clergy member before Thursday to have their case heard and get a settlement.
This program should include all of them, not just putting a date on it of March 1st of this year. I think they should all be heard.
The diocese says the program is designed for anyone who made claims before March 1st, but that any claims after that would still be investigated.
We pray that this monetary compensation, together with our acknowledgement that they were hurt, can be a significant step in helping them to heal.
Robert Holtzen is standing with Wayland. He's a former priest and survivor of sexual abuse.
I would expand it beyond clergy. Any personnel in the Diocese of Buffalo who has abused a child, if those victims come forward, we're going to help restore their lives. That's what a shepherd does.
He questions the timing of this program, especially since it comes nearly a year after Wayland says he reported his abuse to the church.
There wasn't a word of this. And yet, coincidentally, 2 days after he speaks, the bishop announces a compensation program. Why? Well, they realized the tsunami, perhaps, that Michael was going to create, and now they're blocking those victims from participating in that program.
The diocese says it's been working on this for months after studying similar programs by other dioceses. Wayland says this program may be a good first step, but it's not enough. Now he wants the names of every accused abuser to be released to the public.
I think the priest should be held accountable. Like, nobody knew.
You can make the argument that it's good for people in the area, in the neighborhood, to know that that person could be a risk. So we are right now engaged in a reconsideration of a policy.
Now, Wayland says he'll continue to fight for the Child Victims Act. That would allow victims more time or a longer time frame to bring criminal and civil cases, and that is on the governor's agenda. Now, Wayland says passing the act would be one of the best ways to help victims move forward. In the studio, Shannon Smith, News 4 at 10.